Thanks for starting out your week here on the Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a great Juneteenth. Coming up on today's show, we're going to talk about the possibility of trading for Stefon Diggs. Also, the latest on the contract negotiations between J.K. Dobbins and the Ravens. We got an update we'll get you in just a matter of moments. Before we do, quick survey to begin today's show. I want to know, how many games will the Ravens win in 2023? What is your prediction for the win total for Baltimore? Are you thinking 8 wins, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? Put a number on it. Tell me how many wins you think the Ravens will get this upcoming season. Stefon Diggs, the star wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills, made some noise last week for not being at mandatory minicamp, and that led to speculation of, is he a trade candidate? Then we heard everything was fine, all is good in the world, and now we got another update that things maybe aren't so fine and all good in the world. So with that, what about bringing him to Baltimore, potentially? Ebony Bird, the Ravens fan cited site, put together 3 different trade ideas to acquire Stefon Diggs from the Buffalo Bills. Let's run through them one by one. The first idea was getting Diggs and giving up Rashod Bateman, Patrick Queen, and a 2024 first-round pick. That's a lot. Okay. Here's some of the other ideas. Straight up, Patrick Queen for Stefon Diggs. Bills get a playmaker on defense. Ravens get one of the best wide receivers in football on offense. And in that idea, you would depend on Trenton Simpson, your rookie from Clemson, to take a big step up as far as that goes, and you don't have to pay Patrick Queen either that way. And then the third idea is acquiring Stefon Diggs, giving up a 2024 first-round pick, and Rashod Bateman in that deal. And Rashod Bateman, we know that he's a talented receiver and everything, and he was expected to be the Ravens' number 1 receiver last year, but he's been injured for most of his career so far in the National Football League. The best trade idea of those for me is trading Patrick Queen for Stefon Diggs straight up, and then hedging your bets on Trenton Simpson that he is ready to go and that he would fill the void at that linebacker position. That is the home run idea. Now, that's probably the least likely trade that the Bills would accept of the 3 options. But I'd be very open to this possibility of potentially adding Stefon Diggs and adding him to this team. I'll show you some numbers, and we'll show you where Stefon Diggs would fit in to the equation for Baltimore in just a moment. But first, should the Ravens trade for Stefon Diggs? What do you think about this idea? Tell me in the comment section, Y for yes, N for no. Should the Ravens make this move or not? Tell me what you think. Do you want Stefon Diggs in Baltimore? You want to be cheap, as you can see from those trade ideas, as well as the money he'd be owed. Weigh in. Tell me in the comment section, Y for yes, N for no. Today's show is sponsored by NordVPN. Protect your digital world now and get 63% off NordVPN's 2-year plan. NordVPN is striving to make the internet better than it is today. It can be free from online threats, censorship, and surveillance. Get your online security package now by visiting nordvpn.com/RavensCS. Get 4 months for free by using that link in the description and comments section when you purchase the NordVPN 2-year plan. Let me tell you about all the features you're going to get with a NordVPN package. Online protection with a single click. Don't miss your favorite content. If you got a Netflix show and you're going to be traveling out of the country, you work with NordVPN and you're still going to be able to watch all your shows. You don't have to worry about that. You'll also stay safe from malware. And on top of all that, folks, it is the fastest VPN on the planet, bar none. Pretty incredible, right? Get this, folks. All of this is with a simple click. Choose your location and click connect. NordVPN won't track you or share what you do online. Your data is always protected by next-generation encryption. Get started now. Click the link in the description or comments. That's nordvpn.com/RavensCS to get 4 months for free of NordVPN and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So Ben Volin of the Boston Globe did some digging, no pun intended, on Stefon Diggs and his situation in Buffalo, and this is what he's reporting. Diggs' frustration is with his role in the offense and his voice in play calling, per a league source close to the Bills' locker room. The Ravens already have a much improved wide receiver room heading into 2023. Credit to Eric DeCosta, John Harbaugh and company for shoring up this thing to get as good as they are. You think about last year, most of the season, Demarcus Robinson was your number one receiver. Now you have a couple different options. Not only Rashod Bateman, Odell Beckham, Zay Flowers, on top of already having Mark Andrews, they say likely Charlie Kolar. This is a much improved group, a lot better than it was last year. But Diggs, you add him into the fold, and even as much as you've improved your receiving core this year, Diggs would hop in on day one, and be without question your wide receiver one, your top receiver in this room, no doubt about it, and be a all-pro caliber player. He joined the Bills back in 2020. Previously was with the Minnesota Vikings, and he was pretty good in Minnesota as well. Three-time Pro Bowl selection in 2020, 2021, and 2022. Back in that 2020 season, the COVID year, he led the league in receiving yards and receptions. And he's right in the prime of his career. We mentioned that he was good in Minnesota. I mean, I can argue that his best football is going on right now, coming off a year where he had 11 touchdowns, over 1,400 yards receiving. Stefon Diggs is the real deal, ladies and gentlemen, and he would be spectacular to have with this Baltimore Ravens team as far as I'm concerned. What are the chances, though, this happens? As much as I would love Stefon Diggs in Baltimore, I still think that's pretty low that the possibility of this comes to fruition and happens. Scale it for me 1 through 10 in the comment section. What are the chances Stefon Diggs plays for the Baltimore Ravens this season? We see this deal get done. Scale it for me 1 through 10. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section. 1 through 10 in the comment section. Let me know. All right, J.K. Dobbins, we have an update on the saga involving the Ravens running back in the hold-in that he held in mandatory minicamp, minicamp and OTAs and all that. And we know about the cryptic tweets and all that, wondering about his future with the organization. Well, in an interview with WJZ TV, this is what J.K. Dobbins had to say in regards to his situation. The business side is very hard. It's very different. You saw Lamar. It's never just roses and daisies. It can be hard at times, and it's business, though. So the thing I can say, I would love to be a Baltimore Raven for the rest of my career. I would love to because I love the city. I love the people. It feels like family here. It feels like my second home. I hope that happens. So it sounds like J.K. Dobbins wants to be here. But I'll be honest with you, folks. Usually I'm a pro-player guy in these negotiations, in these circumstances. But what on earth of any ground does J.K. Dobbins have to stand on here? Okay? For one, he hasn't been healthy. When he has been healthy, he's been inconsistent. Yes, he did finish off the year strong last year, but it's been a lot of peaks and valleys for J.K. Dobbins. And his career hasn't even been that long at this point. And so to voice his frustration, to feel like he's disrespected and all this, to be in his feelings and all that, I'm just not buying it. J.K., I'm sorry. The Ravens owe you nothing. They owe you nothing at all as far as I'm concerned. I would not sign a contract extension for J.K. Dobbins right now. Play out the season. See how it goes. Now, I'm not one of those that says you should trade J.K. Dobbins and move on from him and just give up at this point in time. I know there's some people that do feel that way, but for me, I see how the season goes, see if he can stay healthy, where he can fit in Todd Monken's offense, and then we can have that discussion next offseason. But right now, doesn't make any sense. J.K. Dobbins still has something to prove as far as I'm concerned. To me, it's a little bit ridiculous that J.K. Dobbins is even comparing himself to Lamar Jackson as far as that goes. Lamar's a former MVP. You do not belong in the same breath, the same category as Lamar Jackson on that front. I don't want to hear it, J.K. Quit your whining. Let the process play itself out. And if you prove that you belong, you'll get paid. You get the contract. That's how it works. Still more work to be done from J.K. Dobbins, though. Should the Ravens extend J.K. Dobbins right now? What do you think? E for extend, P for pass. You know how I feel. How do you feel? Tell me what you think in the comment section. E for extend, P for pass. Folks, if you haven't already, you got to subscribe to the channel. We're talking about your Baltimore Ravens each and every day with daily news and rumors, live shows from time to time, watch parties during the season as well. Join the flock now. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers. We are getting very, very close, less than 200 away. YouTube.com/RavensTV. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us here on the channel.